9 basic steps. There's details to them, but this is the general steps in the home buying process that everybody asks about that hasn't bought a home before. Step 1 would be to find a real estate agent. There I am. So you did that. Congratulations. You already passed step 1. You found a real estate agent. The step 2 is the one that everybody's always like hesitant for. So you got to get pre-approved for a mortgage. And this is an important step. Even if you're paying cash, you don't have to necessarily get pre-approved for a mortgage, but you do have to go through a lender. They'll have a whole procedure that proves your income and that you're able to pay cash in the whole process, okay? So in the real estate industry, it's a big circle. Yes, I'm the real estate agent, I'm the face, right? So here I am, you see me, Lisa Tiote, and I'm the real estate agent. But behind me, I have so many moving parts that are working with me, okay? So it's not just me working by myself, only me, okay? So there is a lender that I'm working with. There is other people that I'm collaborating with to make this work for you, right? So my job as a real estate agent is to be a facilitator and make everything happen on your behalf. People contact me, they're like, hey, can you just run my credit and let me know how much this would be for this amount? I, as a real estate agent, cannot do that because that is not my job. So I have to direct you to a lender. So whether it's the lender that you choose for me, because you guys can shop lenders. My lenders are very trustworthy. They're very awesome. I love them, okay? They're very knowledgeable as well. You can use one of our lenders and they will break it down for you and they will do all of that. Look your background up, your income, your credit, and everything. They have to. That's the only way they could do it. They will do that for you and then they will tell you what range you need to stay under in order to afford, like, let's say a $2,000 mortgage. That's pretty much how that works. There's different working parts. I'm the face, but there's a bunch of different parts that go into it that you don't see. My job is to have the resources to be able to help you. That's why you're hiring me. You're hiring me because I have all the information in order for you to successfully buy your home. If somebody comes to us and tells us that they are pre-approved for mortgage, it shows seriousness. It shows that they actually have the funding. It shows that they are serious and ready to go. But if somebody comes to us and they don't have a pre-approval and they're just saying they want to buy a house, but they don't want to get pre-approved, then it shows lack of seriousness. It shows that they're probably not ready. So we as real estate agents would rather just give you some information instead of like ripping and running and showing you different homes. And we don't even know what you're pre-approved for, the amount you're pre-approved for, if you have the fund, if you're just, messing around with us. Like, we need some kind of seriousness so that we know that our time isn't being wasted. It's just courtesy. So that's the reason why a lot of real estate agents push for getting pre-approved. So I do have lenders. So if you're ready to get pre-approved, so you know how much you're working with, so you know what range to stay under or be around in order to buy your home, then that will be very helpful because it'll bring us to the third step, which is searching for a home. We can only search for a home for you if we know what range you are pre-approved for. So let's say, for example, you're pre-approved for 350, but the lender says, hey, you said you want to stay under 2K mortgage. So with the interest rates and everything, you probably should stay under 250, because if you buy a home for 350, just because you're pre-approved for 350 doesn't mean that you have to spend the 350, because you want your mortgage to be about 2K or lower, right? So you're gonna have to look for houses for about 250 and lower. So that is why you get pre-approved first. Understand that you got 350, you're pre-approved. Now that means that 250 is where we're gonna have to stay under in order for you to get a mortgage under $2,000. Now, number 4, we found your home, so now we gotta make an offer. So this is one of the harder parts, mostly because finding the right house for you is the hard part. So we're gonna do our best as real estate agents, talk to you and figure out what you like, what you want, what your dream house is. Now that we got that information about what you want, now we have to do our best to figure out how to get as close as possible to that with the market and what is available on the market. We as real estate agents can't magically pop up a house on the market. That's not how that works. We want to know exactly what you want so we can understand how we can get as close as possible to that. So we have to be realistic, so we can just work with what's already on the market, unless you want to build a house for yourself. Then you can have whatever you want because you're building it and adding rooms, taking away rooms, etc., etc. Number 5 is the inspection and due diligence. Once you get the house that you want at that moment, that you're okay with, that you are happy with, then you will do an inspection and due diligence. Okay, so due diligence is pretty much you give a certain amount of money to the person who's selling their home, saying, hey, can you take this off the market because I want this home and I want to do an inspection to make sure that this home is livable. So that's what number 5 is. So they'll take it off the market for a certain period of time, and that is non-refundable. All right, you do not get that money back. Just want that to be clear. All right, so number 6, you finalize mortgage and closing. So this is, you did the inspection, the house is looking great. Now you finalize your mortgage and you close on your home. And then you're gonna have to get homeowners insurance, because in North Carolina, you are required to get homeowners insurance for your house. Number 8 is closing day. So we're either gonna go to the attorney's office or we're gonna do it in your house, but we're going to close the loan documents. And me, as a notary, that's actually what I do for other people. I do their closings for them at the attorney's office or at their house. So number 9, now you're gonna transfer the utilities and you're gonna move in, and that's it, you're done. All right, so it's not super hard. This is really the 9 step. It's pretty smooth. The hardest part is finding the right house. All right, so with that being said, let's move on to the next slide. So this is a picture representation of how it all works. So you start at the very bottom right here where the family is, and you bought the house, so now you're all done. All right, so let's move on. These are the different assistance that they have for first-time homeowners. So if this is your second house or third house, it's a little bit more difficult. So for your first house, it's actually a lot easier because there's a lot of assistance out there to help pay, like down payment assistance. If you're a VA, you're fine because you guys don't have to do down payment. New construction houses have incentives for you. Closing costs assistance. USDA has 0 down payment, and there's so many different other options as well and help for you guys out there. The VA home loan benefits. So the VA home loan benefits, this is for those who are in the military. So this is the benefits of using your VA home loan. And also another thing that I didn't get to add on here is credit. They're not too strict with credit for VA loans. So you can literally go as low as like 580. They're very lenient with credit. And no need for private mortgage insurance. So you don't need that. The VA home loan is a lifetime benefit, so you can use it multiple times. I actually know people who have personally done it. Each state that they move to, they buy a house, all right, with their VA loan. So it's very possible. All right, and what's the market looking like in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and Raleigh, North Carolina? Because that's the 2 areas that I frequent and that I work at. I go about an hour out each way, so that covers a lot. But if you're going all the way to Charlotte, all the way to like Asheville, Boone, all that, then I will start referring you out. So because I'm not too familiar with their market, so I can't talk too much about it, but I'm very familiar with Fayetteville and surroundings and Raleigh and surroundings. So that's what I could talk about in this video. So it is competitive, and especially in Raleigh, but Fayetteville is competitive, but it's not as competitive as Raleigh. Fayetteville, North Carolina, the reason why it's competitive is because of obvious reasons. It's the largest base, Army base, so a lot of people are constantly coming and going. And because of that, a lot of people are also thinking, why can't I use my VA loan to just buy a home instead of being on base, right? So that's the thought process behind that, which makes a lot of sense. Just because it's competitive, though, that doesn't mean that it's impossible. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just letting you guys know what the market is like. Everybody wants to live in Raleigh because it's the capital, and on top of that, it's a city. But if you want to live in the outskirts of the city, it's a lot better. Okay, like I said, I bought a home for $180, 4 bedrooms in the surrounding areas of Fayetteville. It's 30 minutes away, and that's very affordable. All right, so in Raleigh, same thing. You could be like 30 minutes away, but Raleigh is a little bit more pricey because the population is a lot different, and people are coming here for so many different things and reasons. So they have a lot of different companies that are moving this way, like Apple, and they have the RTP Research Triangle. They have a lot of different things that in Raleigh. So it is a different market over there. So they are averaging about $300 to $400 for the outskirts of how much the houses cost. In Fayetteville, North Carolina, is a little less than that. It's actually way less than that. So yeah, with that being said, it's very possible and we can make it happen regardless. Okay, I'm very optimistic, and we've done it in the past, we could do it in the future. And that is the last slide. So let's get you started.